Have you ever built a trading strategy that you poured your heart and soul into, only to watch it just fizzle out? You did all the work, but the results are just not there. Well, the real reason might not be what you think. And here's a hint. It probably has nothing to do with the market itself. Let's dig in.
It's so easy to get stuck tweaking your code or just blaming the market for being irrational. But what if the problem isn't in the charts at all? What if the real issue is that we haven't even figured out the right question to ask in the first place?
I mean, we've all been there, right? That horrible, sinking feeling when you look at your results and the only thing you can think is, this just isn't working. It's a universal feeling for traders, and man, is it frustrating.
Okay, now here's the big twist. The real enemy, the thing that's holding you back, it isn't your entry signal or some random market move. The real enemy is the vagueness of that little voice saying it's not working. If you want to beat that enemy, you've got to define it with absolute, razor-sharp clarity.
And this is a really, really important distinction we have to make. Saying things like, I need more profit, or I just want a better strategy, those aren't problems. Nope, they're wishes, they're desires. And you just can't build a robust solution on a foundation of wishful thinking. So what is a real, defined problem then? Well, it's something specific, something you can measure. It's that concrete wall standing between you and the performance you want. It's a problem that has numbers, context, and clear boundaries.
All right, let's make this super practical. We're going to walk through 4 of the most common frustrations traders face and turn them from these fuzzy, vague wishes into sharply defined, actionable problems you can actually solve.
And here we go, the big one. This is the wish that pretty much every trader has. But on its own, this statement is a complete dead end. It's like wanting to drive somewhere without a map or a destination. It gives you absolutely nowhere to start.
Now look at this transformation. This is where the magic really happens. We've gone from a vague wish to what is basically a clinical diagnosis. We're not just saying it's unprofitable, we are pinpointing why. The equity curve is way too choppy, and we've got the specific metrics to prove it.
So this becomes our new mission. A Sharpe ratio under 1? That's a huge red flag. It's telling us we're just not getting enough return for the risk we're taking. All of a sudden, the goal isn't just to make profit. It's to improve the risk-adjusted return and get that Sharpe ratio above 1.0. See the difference? It's night and day.
Okay, next up is risk. It's a word we all use constantly, but what does less risk actually mean? This is another one of those wishes that sounds good in theory, but it gets us absolutely nowhere because it's completely undefined.
And here's how you fix it. You define risk in a way that actually matters to you. In this case, with a number we can all feel, maximum drawdown. Now we have a hard number, 35%, and a clear personal goal. We have to get it below 20%.
That 35%, that's the pain point quantified. The gap between that number and our 20% comfort zone is the problem we need to solve. Now we can actually focus our energy on specific ways to shrink that drawdown.
Ah, the holy grail of trading, right? The strategy that just prints money no matter what the market is doing. We've all daydreamed about it. But this isn't just a vague wish. It's a really dangerous fantasy.
So instead of chasing a ghost, a defined problem shines a spotlight on our strategy's real weakness. Hey, it's not a failure if it doesn't work everywhere. The real problem here is that it's a one-trick pony, and it's bleeding cash when the market goes sideways. Our new mission is clear. Either learn to avoid those markets or build something to handle them. 85%. When you see a number like that, alarm bells should be going off. That is a massive vulnerability. It tells you exactly where your strategy shines, but more importantly, it tells you where it goes to die. This is the kind of data that forces you to build a more resilient plan.
And for our last example, here's a trap that is just so easy to fall into. The search for the perfect backtest. It's like a siren song luring you straight onto the rocks of overfitting, where you end up with a beautiful strategy that only works on past data. Defining the problem correctly forces us to look forward instead of just staring in the rearview mirror. The issue isn't that the backtest isn't good enough. The issue is that the backtest is basically a mirage. That shocking drop in performance on new, unseen data, that is the real problem you need to attack.
I mean, just look at this table. It tells a terrifying story, doesn't it? A 25% return is a dream. But if that craters to 5% the second it sees new data, your strategy has zero predictive power. It's not a crystal ball, it's a history book.
This massive gap is screaming overfitting, and that's the problem.
So, how do we get this kind of clarity every single time? Well, it's not about luck or just having a good gut feeling. There is a proven, structured process we can borrow from the world of professional process improvement.
It comes from a methodology called Lean Six Sigma, and we're just focused on the very first part, the define phase. Its only job is to stop you from wasting tons of time and energy solving the wrong thing by forcing you to define the problem with military-grade precision from the very start.
And here's how you can use it. First, you identify the symptoms. What are the warning signs? A huge drawdown, maybe? Second, quantify it. How big is the gap between what you have and what you want? Third, define the scope. Is this happening on all assets or just one? Fourth, you define what success looks like. What's the one number that tells you the problem is fixed? And finally, who does this affect? For us traders, that's easy. It's you, and it's your capital.
When you boil it all down, it comes to one simple and kind of brutal truth. A brilliant answer to the wrong question is completely worthless. It's just a fast track to wasting time, energy, and in our world, a whole lot of money.
This quote just nails it. Every single mistake, every wasted hour working on the wrong thing, it has a real cost. Defining your problem properly isn't just some academic exercise. It's probably the most important risk management tool you have.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you get that feeling, that little voice telling you your strategy is just not working, I want you to stop. And I want you to ask yourself, what is the specific, measurable problem that I am really trying to solve right now? Because ultimately, the quality of your trading is going to come down to the quality of that answer.